Bill Mathis, National Education Policy Center, University of Colorado at Boulder. My research interests are primarily related to accountability in the federal accountability system in all aspects of it, most recently dealing with turnaround strategies and also the Common Core. But the broad philosophical questions surrounding the reauthorization of ESEA is key, I think a very key issue. Why do I do this work? Well, without sounding like a line from a movie or something, it's sort of a mission from God. It's an important thing to do. It's important for our society, for the equality of our society. And I could probably spend my time doing lots of other things, but this determines the nature of our democracy, and I just want to do my little bit. I think that it's gone terribly astray. You see, when we first developed schools in this nation, it was for civic virtue, to build a community. And when we look at the constitutional phrasings across the nation, we keep finding this return to build a democracy, to empower everyone to have equality and so forth. That has been reduced to econometric kinds of things in terms of what is it that will get high test scores. And high test scores are not what we're about. We're after a better society in which everybody has an equal opportunity. And we need to pursue the democratic ends, not the test-based econometric ends. Well, I'm naive enough to think that all policy should be research-based, but I'm also realistic enough to know that policy is not made by research at all. You've got 40 states with a charter school policy at this point, a law of some sort that encourages charter schools, but the evidence on charter schools doesn't support that as a policy direction. The research says they do perform no better, they perform no worse. You do get some parental satisfaction measures that go with them, but the really terrible thing that is happening with charter schools, and research is really emerging clearly on this, is that they segregate the society by race and socioeconomic level. This is not good for democracy, and we should not pursue policies that divide us rather than bring us together. The most important thing, in my opinion, is that we have to take our research a little bit more beyond just the empirical numbers crunching and so forth and so on, and talk about the social implications of those policies. For example, teacher evaluation with gross scores on tests. Well, there's three ways of doing this in terms of statistical modeling. The problem is all three of them are wrong. They lead to erroneous results. And we need to be talking about this stuff, and not only talking about it in terms of its error in a statistical sense, but we need to be talking about the effects that it has on children, rather teachers on teacher evaluation. When we have promotion requirements, we can start talking about the effects on children. And we know without a doubt that retaining children by test scores is very harmful to them. But yet that is not the direction the philosophy is going at this point in time. And I think what that means for research directions is that we have to look really at what are the moral implications and the ethical outcomes of this research we're doing. And then we also, as I've alluded to earlier, we really have to look at the philosophical directions of what we're doing and start saying, wait a minute, let's look at the broader purposes here instead of the narrow purposes.